And for this first video, I thought I would take a lot of you right back to the very beginning, because I've had so many people ask me how to start wood turning and what lathe to get and what tools to use and how to use them as well. So I'm going to start this short course to show you how I would start and what I would start with, and it all comes down really to the lathe, what you start off with. You don't have to spend a huge amount of money. I have a professional lathe as well, which is in the region of about $4,500, which is a sort of a medium type lathe, and you know, you can really turn some work out with it, but you probably wouldn't want to start off investing that sort of money in a large workshop lathe. So you would start off with something similar to this. Now I'll just switch cameras and I'll show you around it a bit, and then what we're going to do, actually, we're going to start off with turning a bowl. Everybody likes to know how to turn bowls. Well, this is a piece of, yeah, I'm not quite sure what wood this is actually. It's dried out. It's been in my workshop for more than 5 years, and I'll just give you a quick peek at this. It's I think it might be blackwood, but I don't recognize the back, and the, you know, the grain pattern in it is fairly dense, but it's very heavy. It's actually heavier than oak. I don't know what it is. It might be some exotic wood. I don't know. Tell you the truth, I probably did know at one time, but you know, I was given it actually probably about 10 years ago, and you know, so maybe someone out there can say, oh, that's sassafras or whatever. I don't know what it is. There's the bark. Okay, maybe you can write in the comments and let me know. So we're going to be turning a bowl out of this, a small bowl. You don't have to make, you know, huge sort of bowls to begin with. You start off with something small and simple, and if you stuff it up, it doesn't cost you as much. So okay, so that's what we're going to start off with today. Now I'm going to grab the other camera and just take you for a quick sticky beak around this lathe and tell you some things about it. Okay, so there's the lathe from my side. So what we have here, this is what's commonly known as a headstock. So in here it holds the bearing and the shaft with the thread here, where you can screw on lathe chucks like this. This is a dedicated 4-jaw wood chuck. But the lathe normally comes standard with a faceplate of some description as a faceplate. We're going to be using both of these today. And you have a tool rest here, and of course tool rest because you rest your chisels on here and move them, and we'll come into how to move them and how to present the tool to the wood a little bit later on. So invariably, you know, you want something else to hold the other end of the material, so this is what's called the tailstock, and it has a, you know, sort of a pointy bearing bit here that rotates with the material. There's no need for me to use this part today, but I will, just to show you how it is used, but it will only be for cosmetic reasons. Okay, if I can look through the camera viewing and be able to point it in the right direction. Okay, quite important thing is the motor Of course, these will vary with different parts of the world. You can buy these types of lathes with either 220 volt or 110. So in America, I do understand a lot of the power points are 110. Doesn't really matter, you can purchase either. 550 watts is probably about the minimum I would suggest. That I would get anyway, and that's the output. Now this is a fairly low RPM motor, which is pretty good actually, because the lower the RPM, although you lose some torque, twisting motion, it preserves the life of the motor as well. It's not singing away at 6,000 RPM or something. Now then, this is variable speed. However, when you turn it on initially, it'll jump in at, sort of if you're on low speed, and I think I am at the moment, low speed. As soon as you hit the button, it will start up at 500 RPM. That's one thing you've got to watch, because sometimes if you've got something that's out of balance a little bit, it'll throw your lathe around a little bit. But anyway, that's turned all the way back, and we switched on. Of course it would help if I was switched on, so there we go. See, and it jumps straight into, there's about a 1 second delay, and it'll jump straight in. Oh, I got this set on the high RPM, so I'm going to have to alter that. So I'll show you how to do that as well. Because I was pen turning with this the last time I used it. Yes, I make pens. They seem to be doing very, very well too. I've sold a lot up till Christmas and a few since Christmas. Details for my pens will be below this video and at the end of the video. Below the video, above the comment section, that is. So anyway, that's how to start it up, and of course you have variable speed, and this one will sing at over 3000 RPM and stop it. So I'll be showing you in a minute how to change the speed and indeed how to put the different tools on. So this is the bed, and you can slide this up and down to suit different areas of the wood that you're working on. And so you can put it in and out like this, any which way direction you can put that. So basically that's the lathe, and this lathe is freestanding. It's a bench lathe. So I'll take it around the other side. Oh, this handle here, this is very often you want to hold and turn the piece of material, or hold this and turn something onto here by hand. Very handy to have that. So adjusting the, I've got to get a screwdriver for that. Oh, incidentally, you can adjust this any which way as well, and wind this in and wind it out. Okay, change cameras as well. So that's loose. This is just a knob to hang onto it, and you just unscrew that, push it up, turn it up the way, tighten that up, and which reveals the belt and the 3 pulleys inside here. This serrated gear like thing, this is a pickup for the RPM meter out on the front. This is called a Hall effect. So anyway, I won't describe how that works. Not today anyway. So over here there's a locking mechanism that you just slacken off, and you can pull the motor up like that and it slackens the belt. Now I need to undo undo this. So now I got easy access inside here to the end of the motor. So I want to take this down to the smallest belt on the motor to the largest, sorry, the smallest pulley on the motor there at that end to the largest one there, and tighten it up. Because just a lever around here that you pull down. You don't have to be too tight. So you can just flex the belt, and that's fine. That's set now on the slowest speed because we're turning a bowl. Something quite. Invariably, the larger the diameter object that you're turning, the slower you want to turn it.